Happy Memorial Day, Keith, and welcome to the last day of the closing day of the meet at Old Hilltop here.
Yeah, Memorial Day, a little bit somber day, no doubt about it. And we want to thank everybody.
Yes.
The families that had to deal with, losing those loved ones that sacrificed, the ultimate sacrifice for our country to allow us to be here and enjoy this. Thank you. And Memorial Day, it's a tough time, but it's a good remembrance. The respect that all of those that have lost their lives that they deserve.
Absolutely, and honor your veterans as well that are in your amongst your friends and families.
Yeah.
This is the day for them, and kind of what a day, what a special tick to celebrate it too. We also have that
Yes.
wonderful Rainbow Pick Six carryover that's so big, 384,473. We will try and update you, see if we can get updates on our tick banner throughout the morning.
I think it will be up on the like you
Uppers.
say, up on the uppers, the banners,
Yes.
starting and leading into the race. And I think this thing will trend towards 1,000,000. I'm checking my Equibase, handy dandy Equibase app this morning. It looks like we are the biggest target for any carryover in the country today. So please, we're glad to have you along for the ride. It's a great final day here at Pimlico. The tissues are out. I'm going to shed a couple tears, no doubt about it. I
for
enjoy
sure.
this place.
Don't worry, you'll be here next year.
Yeah, we'll be back, no
We'll be
doubt.
back,
But
we'll be back.
I like this card, a very contentious
Yes.
card. So you're going to have to earn it to get this pick six. And again, mandatory force outs. Obviously we've got the rainbow pick six, jackpot, super high five, a late pick five.
Yes.
So get tied on for a great day here.
It's a good day. We had some wonderful races yesterday.
Yeah.
Tight finishes, exciting races, and the wind's going a little bit. We're gonna have some fun out here today. Let's start things with this early pick five. Of course, looking at the track. Track is fast. Turf is firm. If we do, the rain has been a little bit of a. We may be getting some. I was checking the radar, and let's just be realistic about this. But that means that to me, that makes these races ever so more interesting. Keith.
Yeah, we're going to be dancing around it. The forecast now is a little bit in our favor. When I just before I stepped on right here to our little studio, I think we've got a shot to get through this car. We might have to hustle things up a little bit.
Sure.
So definitely pay attention to the post times. But yeah, you want to see these races. All these races stay on the grass today. Hopefully this track stays fast. But let's hope we can get through it.
Let's go right into it. Let's go into this early pick five. That is this claiming 5,000 for the girls, 3 and up, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Keith, we're taking a look at your top selection. Prepare for takeoff in the barn of Hassan Almari. Gene Brasino, you can always count on him. 8-1 on the morning line.
Yeah, Gene got a win
did.
yesterday for Corral. He's up on the lead, 2 Temps AM, or however we're going to pronounce that. Big effort there, extended to draw off. But Brasino here, I think he's going to have to be aggressive, like those tactics yesterday that got him the win. This is a horse that got the useful tightener over this track. It's the home track. Prepare for takeoff. He's got some good. She's got some good back numbers. Sprinting. I think she's got to be thrust into the race early. Looks like the obvious horse to beat the Lunita, but I think she might be able to go from this inside, take it to her early. And then the other maybe shot horse, you get a little bit better price, I think, is the 5 Hot Looking Royal. She's kind of been a little bit of a horse for course. She's been running her best races at Laurel, but off of a freshening. Didn't work last year. Let's see if it works today. She faced tougher, had some adversity. I think she's going to look to strike from just off the pace once they hit midterm. But Lunita improved recent form. I'm a little bit mad at her. I thought she'd get it done last time. She did not.
Well, things happen. Maybe she'll come back around here today. 2, 5, 6, 3 for Keith. Keith, let's go into your early pick 4 ticket. Let's see how that looks like here. A $24 ticket. No singles, but that's kind of the way I like your tickets.
Okay, yeah, 2, 4, 8, 12, 4 deep. You could maybe add a couple in race 2, the mile on the turf. Race 3, we're going to go 2 deep with the 3 and the 5. Dunvegan, we have a video. That's going to be an awfully short price now with a couple scratches. I'll say in that 2 to 5 range for Anthony Fair and J. Rod. Race 4, 5, 6, and 9. 2-year-olds. 4.5, some firsters. If it got some breeding, interesting race. We're going to try to narrow it down and catch it with one of those 3. Race 5 with the 2 and the 6, Wicked Secret, Emirates Road. There's Georgia Ruiz on the turf. $24 the early pick 4 ticket.
Trust Ruiz on the turf.
Yes.
$24. Keith Fusel, trust in that early pick 4 sequence that he gives out. Let's talk about that first leg in race number 2. A maiden claiming 30,000, going a mile on the turf for the 3, 4, and 5-year-old filly. Scratches in the 1, 5, 7, 14, 15, and 16. The 14 and the 13 will run. Keith, you have the number 12 on top, Wilma Flintshire. This is, of course, in the barn of Robbie Bales. Derek O'Robles, who had 2 winners yesterday.
As I make my prediction, I hear a little bit of a smattering of some showers.
Yes.
Yeah, just get this rain out of here. Come on. Yeah, Wilma Flintshire. Love the name. I had aim off of a duel prior to the layoff that last race. Just didn't quite kick on. But Robbie, he's good with these kind of horses off the break, getting first-time Lasix. The breeding certainly is there. The mother was a 6-time winner on the turf. But I like a couple of these 3/4-mile workouts. The fitness has been put into this one leading up to the return. Real questionable field in here. I think can get position from this outer post. Robles wins 2 yesterday.
Yes.
Good-looking young rider there. So 12-2. Audibly, your top selection. Yes, Callie. I think you've got to give this one final shot.
Right.
If she's going to move up, she's going to move up on the turf. The blinkers went on last time. Still that kind of lagging style. No real kick. Comes in for the tag first time. Bottom side. That's all you got to look at. The mare. This one is half. Audibly to Hill House High, a graded stakes winner of over $400,000.
There we have it.
Lawn, yes.
There we have it. Mow the lawn. Juniper Juice underneath Kevin Boniface, Alexander Crispin, and Channel Loop, the other Michael Trombetter runner with Georgie in the saddle.
Yeah, Channel Loop, maybe needs that covered up trip to bring the best finish. She's just kind of running even, so I can't get super excited at a shorter price. I think the 8's interesting at a big number here for Boniface.
Yes.
Full to Kobe stuff is run okay, but maybe a little bit better sprinting on the turf, but did stretch it out to run a lower 70. I could see a major form reversal. Lasix on off the break. The others showed a little bit more speed. This one might be into the race a little sooner than what you think. 12-2-8-4.
And let's go ahead to race at number 3 in a claiming 8,000 a mile and 16th on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Scratching the 1 Thunder Buggy, the 4 Keen Contender. Let's take a look at your number 3 first. This is going to be Sweet Heidelberg. Gene Brasino once again gets the call.
I wish I didn't. I missed the wake up there. Delaware, I didn't put a note. This horse got off at 8-1 to win off of my wrangled back comment. Had some trouble. Had to be taken back off of horses.
Right.
Goes up to Delaware, gets the deal, and again, seals the deal at 8-1. I was sick. But you know what? She gets a major assist with the scratch of Thunder Buggy. Sweet Heidelberg bucked the bias a few races ago at Laurel. She has speed. She's won and run big races at 2 turns before. She did it out in California on the go-go back in the trainer, Jose Corrales. I mean, everything he's running right now, they're running well. I think this one can get the jump on Dunvegan Doll. Maybe nurse and release at a square price.
Well, speaking of Dunvegan Doll, let's go ahead and take a look at that winner for Anthony Ferrier. First in the barn for Anthony Ferrier, we're looking at back in March.
Yeah, got that little freshening off the claim at 8. Down the 5 scared you, right? But got eligible for some starters and did it kind of easily at 80 cents to the dollar. Dunvegan Doll just makes this move up 2-3 wide to engage at the quarter pole, going 2 turns at Laurel, and then just says, see you later. Draws off, ends up winning by 6 and some change. Some good competitive races at Thistledown. I keyed up some of those horses. There's some decent horses. One of the horses that she beat, I think, was a 3 other than a horse that had been won 4 of her last 5.
Okay.
So she's running against the right kind, right back for the number in which she was claimed. Yes, awfully short price. She'll stalk and try to move into it come mid-turn.
And underneath Happy Union, Antonio Machado, the number 6 Bad Temper, Ali and Al Delgado, 3-5-2-6 for Keith Fusel there in race number 3. Race number 4, of course, starts that Rainbow Pick 6. Of course, we've got that carryover. If we can take a look at that board one more time of 384, 473 going into it. Taking a look at my $144 ticket, I do give a little bit of a widespread sequence. Races number 5 and 7. If you'll notice, we just had a little bit of a rain go through. Keith, I just checked the radar. That's basically it of what we're what it's looking like we're going to be getting. So it's firmly on the turf here for races 5 and 7 especially. Go wide in that race on race number 7. That is a 5-furlong turf race. Anything can happen. There's plenty of speed in there to draw in. I play it safe. Remember, races number 8, you get a 2-for-1 in the number 1 because we do have a 1A that we will get to in a moment. And then in race 9, you might want to add another one maybe in there. That's where I had to take off. I also had to take off a 5th horse horse in race number 5. There are plenty. I took off the 9 just in case, but definitely let's dive into this. Let's start in race number 4 in this maiden special weight. 4.5 on the dirt for the straight 2-year-olds. I go 3 wide in this sequence. Let's talk about the number 9 though. I've been looking at the wrong one. Liam's the Great, Jerry Robb, Xavier Perez tried this 4.5 on a sloppy distance, just did not get the best of trips.
Yeah, and you say if this rain's out of here, this track should maintain, be fast. I think this one, that's what it might need. He was up with that flow last time out and just got a little discombobulated when fanned out 4 to 5 wide, turning for home. Tried to pick things up, a little protect move late, a little fade. Second out angle. We talked about this the other day with the Jerry Robb runners, the 2-year-olds, 25%, 329 ROI over the last few years with these 2-year-olds making the second career start. I think this was going to be just dead scent from the outside with the X-Man. I mean, this is a tricky race. You've got the 6th, Rapita Rosa. She's going to take on the boys here, but that's not uncommon in these 2-year-old races for the fillies to go ahead and take on the boys. What a gutsy effort this one shows in debut. Took a little bit of a play, too, because Corrales horses, first time out, usually get dismissed. Sometimes they'll pop at a bigger number. This one took some decent play at 6 to 1. Battles every step of the way. Just gets beat by Biscuit with the boss. That was the Brittany Russell firster. But love the effort. Blinkers going on today. Again, she ran, when you break it down, internals, a little bit quicker than my top selection. So my 9 horse is going to have to be tied on today. But what a really, really good effort here by Rapita Rosa.
No, in between horses doing all of that work, that was a very, very decent effort. With this one, we also want to talk about who you have underneath in the 5 and the 8, Bouillant, and the number 8, Blame the River. Carla Morgan, Brittany Russell with the number 5. Angel Cruz gets the call for this one.
Yeah, Brittany been about 19-20% with the 2-year-old maiden special weight firsters over the last few years. Union Rags topside, about 10% with the firsters. Nothing outstanding, but useful, steady stallion here. It's the bottom side that I look at. Have to play like a raven. That was a horse that Brittany also trained. Ran well first time out with a 61 in its lone start. Another one of these siblings hit the board. So a barn that can strike early. Yes, I'll use the 5. Buoyant, the 8, Blame the River. Carla Morgan, you look at the bottom side here. Both siblings won first time out. One did it on the dirt, one did it on the turf. What about your 7? Up in Flames. Very capable barn with these firsters. And John Salzman Jr.
And that's exactly the angle that I play. You definitely have to, I think you have to trust these ones going the 4.5. Speed is their game. Johan Rosado, he's kind of getting back into the Salzman Jr. barn, but I always have these kind of short recent samples. 2 for 6 with these first time starters. 5 for 3 in the money with these first time 2-year-old starters, and again with these sharp short zippy works. This is a kind of work tab where I'm okay with 4.5. This kind of work tab is fine, just fine.
I look. I have to goodbye note and have to Forgotten Gift. We saw Forgotten Gift run a big race on the front end on an off track for Frock. So there's speed within this family. Yeah, you probably don't want to leave that one out of your exactus tries.
Right.
And super 3 monochrome. You're looking at some breeding interesting. 20 to 1. Valora Testament home track, a decent gate work leading in. That mare was really good. 10 for 30, had a 72 in debut, 7 winning sibs. 2 of them did win first time out. So if you're looking for a really big price underneath, you might want to throw that one into the mix.
Today's the day we might kind of get one of those,
Yes.
and it's been that way. It's been that way all weekend. Hence why we have our big Rainbow Pick 6 carryover. Race number 5 is the second leg. Also starts the late pick 5. Remember, mandatory payout on the late pick 5 as well. In this claiming 30,000, it starts going a mile on the turf for the straight 3-year-old. Scratches in the 7 and the 11, and you have the number 6 on top. Wicked Secret, I can definitely see this for Hugh McMahon, Fergal Lynch. A couple of horses that he ran on the turf yesterday, kind of the dirt to turf angle. That's going well for him right now.
I think it's going to work, and this is going to be first time blinkers on the turf. Got that tightener last time out. Had a major excuse to see the comment. Bump, squeeze, start, caught very wide. A lot of conditioning. I like the races on the go back. He's up behind Crossland. Mr. Robario, that's a horse that just won a couple days ago at Gulfstream with a 79 through the similar condition. I think this horse has the ability to get maybe a little bit closer than prior turf races. Sits somewhere mid-pack, a few lengths out of it, 3/8 pole. Bring a steady progression in a wide open heat. I like the 2 Emirates Road. It's a little interesting, though. This horse was bought for 55 in April. Now in for 30. What do you make of that? But it is a barn change, the toner. and you look at the jockey-trainer combination, Toner and Ruiz, the last couple of years in Maryland on the turf,
Yes.
how about 40% with a 286 ROI? That's
There we
strong,
go.
and you go back and key some horses back on the turf. That was a good field on the go back at Keeneland. Horse doesn't have a ton of speed, but I think will bring a kick. A couple of these horses I think will go early, including the inside Big Star. The 3 getting down on it, I don't think will be too far back along with Fleet's Bay. So there'll be some flow for Emirates Road to run at. This is going to be the first try as well on turf as a gelding.
There we
6'2", 5'3", high def. Another one interesting, has run well going from the hurdles back to the flat before, and you got the right kind of rider the time that run. Forest Boys. This horse has a back figure that certainly works against this group.
6-2-5-3, plenty to wide offer in that race number 5 that starts that mandatory late pick 5 payout race. Right, 6. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
And we're off. Breaking early is history dating back to colonial times. The Cheers tell us guided tours, farm tours, specialty tours are fan favorites. Up the rail, it's membership, adding a new element with benefits, free admission, exclusive events, and more. On the outside, educational opportunities from field trips to programming for all ages. Around the far turn, it's the Hall of Fame, highlighting racing's most accomplished participants. At the wire, it's the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame. Visit racingmuseum.org.
And welcome back. Of course, this Jackpot Super High 5 will end up being a mandatory payout as well. Also starts the late pick 4 in this maiden claiming 12-5. Going 3/4 of a mile in the dirt for the straight 3-year-old fillies. Scratching the 1, scratching the 3. Keith, let's take a look at paperback edition. Let's take a look at that effort. We don't have a spotlight on that yet. Mary Epler, Georgie gets the call on this one. 3rd-time starter for Epler walking out of the stall.
Yes, and that's the key, I think, for me. I thought this horse ran very well first time out. Blinkers on. Didn't know that quite get that move last time out. Had aim, muddy, sealed surface. Maybe he just didn't like it. I'm hoping this track stays fast. I'm going to give her one more shot because she just finished, not far behind Sippin' Time, who's still going to take a lot of play in here. That was going back to the debut. She broke a little slow, showed a sharp turn, acceleration, rated back, and another move through the stretch with some trouble. We've got Ruiz, the right kind of rider, get into the race early. I think you're going to see an improved effort here from Paperback Edition on her home track for Mary Epler. 7-horse Sippin' Time. Here's your video spotlight. Has run 2 very good races, improved races, I should say, off the little bit of rest. Lasix has gone on. Good effort with Toriaba the last 2. This, I tell you what, took the rating. I didn't know what kind of finish this horse was going to bring at Laurel, right around the 3/8 pole. That was Faith and Liberty for Damien. Gets it done on the front end, Johnny Reb. But I tell you what, this horse kept trying every step of the way. She chased a fast horse 2 races back in Cappadocia. 3rd time the charm off the layoff. That could be it for this horse, Sippin' Time.
And yes, I like that. I think the biggest thing is just giving that horse a little bit of a break. You also go with the number 12, Skip Through the Fire. Dennis Arujo gets the call on this one. You can always just trust this jockey trainer pairing it together.
Slight improvement out of that same race. Overland Trip has to avoid it again. And the other Corrales runner, the 2. You can't dismiss any of these horses today. Brasino, trouble last time, recovered. Looks like she's kind of getting it back together a little bit. She's had a lot of chances, but Exacta Tries and Super is going to be tough to leave her out to make a move from just off of it.
Right, 5-7-12-2 for Keith Fusel there in our Jackpot Super High 5 race. Race number 7 to start wrapping up this last day of Old Hilltop is a starter optional 20,000 going 5 furlongs on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratches in the 3, 5, and 11. You and I both go with the outside horse in the number 9, Lucci, Michael Moore, Andy Hernandez. We all know how well they team up on the turf together.
I mean, Moore on the turf when he comes through, dangerous
Yes.
up and all through the Mid-Atlantic. This is one heck of a horse race, though. I know we've got a couple scratches. We still got 9.
It still makes
I
it
could
tough.
talk about most of them. I don't see our hoisted mask getting it done on the outside. That would just really throw a wrench into things. But how about Lucci? How about the form? 12 starts, sprinting on the turf. 4 wins, 6 seconds. He is as game as they come. Comes out of a race, I think, against a little bit better company. Got beat by Midday Image right there late. He's shown that he doesn't necessarily need to lead, as evidence 3 starts back over at Laurel going 5.5. There is a slew of speed in here. It'll be interesting to see as they head into the turn what options, tactics Hernandez is going to take, because it's going to be interesting. You're going to have to measure it perfectly. You can't have any hiccups against this group. Yes, I'm going to use the 9. I'm going to use the 4, Boss as a pal. The blinkers have come off. He's 2 for 2 with that move. Another one that's still He's adept to make a move from just off the pace, got the right kind of rider, as we always say with Forest Boys. Video Spotlight horse, the one, Prince Pear, who really might benefit by all of this flow. He's going to maybe have to run a top, though, for trainer Suzanne Stentenius, but I'm not going to leave him off of my tickets. We're going to go back here to May 11th over this turf course. 2023, similar angle, second off of a break. It comes up in between horses, has to steady there, leaving mid-stretch, finds the seam, and is going to surge to get it done. No a chance a horse you're going to see keyed up against a couple of these other rivals. Yes, he likes this turf course. 6 or 7 in the money with 2 wins. Makes the move from off the pace.
Absolutely. I love that for Prince Pear as well. Just to wrap things up, mentioning Dr. Jeff, Kieran McGee, Jamie Rodriguez, that looks to be pretty deadly. Although for over 3, they have yet to hit anything on the turf, but I think maybe doing it at the home track might break that seal.
Interesting move. Claim no protect right back at you for 20. Looked home free last time. Sat the trip. Couldn't seal the deal, comes back with a bullet work. Would not be a surprise here for Kieran from 1 or near the lead.
9-4-1-8. I go wider for my Rainbow Pick 6 sequence in this race. Race number 7, highly competitive, short on the turf. Race number 8 is our feature race and allowance optional 55, going 1 mile and an eighth on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you have the number 7 and the 1, but let's take a look at Vance Scholars from that effort last time out in the Native Dancer.
Yeah, we're going to look at the video, April 13th, and I thought, all in all, really good effort. Magic Michael, these two know each other, but I think Vance Scholar coming back with Lasix, he's just about set. He's paired up 2 really good races in a row. He's had some quirky running styles in the past, start, stop, start, stop. I think as he matures, he's getting a little bit better. Works out the trip here, makes this move, slight hang at 1 mile and an eighth. I'll forgive him for that. But I tell you what, and here's Magic Michael kind of knifing his way, working through traffic in the green cap, making that run. I think Vance Scholars has a little bit more positional speed, gets the jump, but it's still very tough for me to separate these two. They're going to have to maybe use a little bit to get positioned by the 3s. There's not a lot of flow in here. Tops the charts first off the claim for Ferris Allen. We talked about it. His horses are running well. He's got a couple wins here at the meet. Could take this field a long way. I'll key around the 1 and the 7. Things come up a little bit off. Rodman was talking, don't leave out Quality Chic. Certainly faced some good ones up in New York.
Exactly.
The flow's going to be to his liking today against this group.
Agreed with you there. 7-1-4-6 for Keith Fustel in race number 8. And our finale here for this 2024 Old Hilltop meet is going to be this maiden claiming 30,000 on the turf, going 1 mile for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Keith, no scratches in here. You have the number 6 in Elaluz for Graham Emotion. Kevin Gomez, you have a nice Keith Fustel stat as well.
What a wide open race to finish this meet up, and your pick 6 and everything else, pick 5s, you name it. We've got Graham Motion at 15-1 morning line. Take a little shot here. The last 3 years on the turf, Graham 5 for 17, 29%, 11 for 17 in the money with maidens, 180-day or more layoff. ROI is 262. Hasn't been seen since November. Out of a key race that was a very fast race, it comes out of the likes of Full Irish, Neuschwanstein, horses that have gone on. My papers are flying around a little bit, that have gone on to do well. But I think the right move here is the turf. You're looking at the breeding, topside Irish Warcry, okay. Bottom, Miss Lombardi, stakes winner going long. Kin to some good horses, Miss Ballistic there in the family, among others. So, yeah, we'll take the shot at a good number here with Elaluz. The nightcap.
Checking in with Check It Up for John Service, Abner Adorno. Kind of looking for a little bit of a turnaround. We're looking for that glimpse that we saw at Gulfstream Park, correct?
Yeah, another one, yes, off a lengthy layoff, but didn't get the 2 turns, a 7.5. Stretch it out a little bit more here, but I think if this one's going to fire, it's going to be right fresh off the shelf. Catches a field when you really break it down, devoid of any true speed. Could use the speed to his advantage like it did in that maiden special weight event. Okay field there. Brings the rider, yes, to the front. Let's see how far he can go. I think he's going to go a ways in here. Rock Bullet, the overland trip off the claim, comes back, saves a little bit more ground. That's going to even enhance that late kick of his.
6-2-3-11 for Keith Fustel in race number 9. Now, we are also closing up the Pimlico meet, but we are also closing up the value plays here.
Yeah.
Keith, let's go ahead to your first value play in race number 3 with Sweet Heidelberg, 12-1 for Brasino, I believe.
Yeah, we're not going to quite get that because of the couple scratches.
Right.
So down, I may be in that 6 range when it's all said and done, because Dunbeg and Dow, I think we'll be about 2-5. But Sweet Heidelberg, the barn, they win in bunches. The horses are running well. Got it done on the sprint. can stretch out, has done this move before, 5.5 to a two-turn race. I think she goes to the front, might take them an extra long way.
And your last value play of the Pimlico meet is going to be, of course, we just mentioned Ella Luce for Graham Motion, Kevin Gomez, 15-1.
We just showed you the stat with off of that type of layoffs and the move, dirt to turfs. I think it's going to work today. Extensive turf breeding in this family.
Of course, we wanted to wish a warm welcome farewell to Pete Viato, who has been with us in the trailer. Just for me, I've only been in this. I've been with the team for about three years, and Pete's always been a wonderful part of it.
Oh, great guy, great guy. I had the pleasure, playing some golf on the go-go back. He and I think it might have been Barry Alberts, I miss you, Barry. But Pete, great guy. Just comes in. does the job every day. Never hear anything, right? So obviously he's doing it right.
You don't hear anything, but you experience stuff because he's a bit of the prankster on the team.
Well, that's
so
good.
I definitely will be missing that Pete prankster presence here on set.
Oh, hopefully he enjoys it. I'm sure he's got the Orioles jersey on there today. Hopefully he can get it done and beat the Red Sox. That'll be good.
Pete, it's been a pleasure having you on the team for the last so many years with us, and we've just been so grateful to you. So you enjoy this last day for yourself, and we'll enjoy it with you. Of course, celebrating with this wonderful carry out for this Rainbow Pick 6, and we will go to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.